Hey, this is Jacob from FP Gaming.
And I'm Aaron from FP Gaming. Today we are going to do a Q&A with some admins from Pages. So any questions y'all guys have for our channel, just feel free to ask. But one at a time, please. We don't want to like a bunch of questions rushed at us.
Why?
And
That's my
nothing
first question.
and also nothing that's irrelevant to trading card games.
Yeah. No asking about personal lives.
So, guys, when is Pokemon gonna come back? Nah.
Wait, it left?
No.
Pokemon is back.
Well, I'm talking about the card game.
Yeah, no, Pokemon is back. It's at
Yeah,
the
it's
highest
back,
number
man.
that it's been ever since it came out in '99.
Since
Like,
when?
Like
Right.
this
They
last
have new Mega Evolutions on the card game.
numbers.
Dude, people actually figured out how to play the card game? What?
Yeah.
It's so simple.
At
So
my
simple.
local,
It's really simple. It's really
we
simple.
have tournaments.
Yes,
We
hold on one
actually
second.
have weekly tournaments at my locals for it. So.
That's crazy. I never met a person that actually figured out how to play the game correctly.
Oh yeah, the game is super easy to do. It still has challenging points, but it's very easy to actually figure out a deck. They're very much like any other game. They have staples that everyone runs and everyone uses and everything like that. So.
All right. Now, okay.
I'm only a Vanguard player.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's get back on topic. So
Yeah,
I'm
sorry
just
about
going to ask, does anyone have any questions so far?
Well, why don't you explain like the group and everything and its concept and what you guys want to accomplish? Like it'll be a little easier for us to ask questions off of that.
We basically want to become an online trading card game store.
Okay.
Yeah. We hold tournaments. Right now, we're just doing stuff related to Bushy Road, but hopefully hopefully expand. Bleh. We hope to expand further into like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic.
White Swords.
Pokemon.
Why sure though is so hard to do online? Are you guys doing your tournaments via like the online modems, or are you doing like via Skype battles?
Skype battles.
Mainly Skype.
I approve CFA fights.
I mean, we could do it like that, but you got to think. It's kind of harder to keep. Well, it's not hard to keep track of people. I was trying to think. I thought of this earlier the other day. The prizes won't be as much because we got to split them up. Like some people might want to do Skype, some people want to do CFA because not everyone can do CFA. But then again, not everyone can do Skype at the same time. So we can split them up, but that's also going to cut like the prizes down for both of them because we got to cut the prizes we got to share prizes for both of them.
Yeah. I mean, I do tournaments via the Vanguardians group, always on Cardfight area. It has definitely proved to be easier because one, you can record the matches. Two, you have a library of cards that anyone can use. So, like where Skype, you're going to use your own deck. Whereas Cardfight area, you can make any deck. Like it allows people to actually have variety. And those who don't have a lot of pocket money. Yeah, those who don't have a lot of pocket money, if they're going to enter your tournament, would be like, okay, I can at least enter with a meta deck kind of mentality.
Yeah, like I have a chance of winning this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
I agree more. It's the thing that some people don't have CFA.
Sure, but CFA is available. It is free. If you have like a Mac, there are abilities or ways to download it free. Again, there's people who completely do everything for free online. So yeah. I don't think it's out of the question. What I'm saying is though, like if you guys should do tournaments, make one tournament CFA, then the next one Skype, and kind of maybe balance it. Give yourselves a little bit of variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even so, wouldn't the prize be based off how many people actually entered into the tournament?
That is true. So let's
like if you got a whole bunch of money for CFA, because a whole bunch of people joined the CFA, and not so much people in the Skype one, obviously the prize for the CFA one would be bigger than what the Skype one would be based on how much money you made on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah. Where are you guys gonna try to be located out of? Where are you gonna be selling from?
Well, he's located in Canada, and I'm here in Tennessee right now. So
Okay.
So we kind of have to like we're still discussing that. Like whenever we get singles and all that, we're discussing like a place to hold them. It's probably going to be up there with him, though, because I don't have a lot of storage space down here because I just moved to Tennessee.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be held up with Jacob. Like
Plus-
all the cards and all that.
Sending is fairly cheap from Canada to the U.S. anyway, so for the most part.
What do you guys plan on like your average like prices being for tournaments? Like for instance, like a regular box tournament. Like if you were gonna offer a full box for the winner of the tournament, what would like be your normal amount of prices?
We probably still keep the same entry fee, just depending on how many people entered.
I mean, also we're going to do like different tournaments as well. We're not just going to do regular single tournaments. We're also going to do team tournaments. We might do a double team. We might do a tag team tournament, and you know we're going to like raise the prices for those. Like let's say a team tournament would probably be $12, and a tag team would probably be around $8. You know.
One thought that I have is how would we do team and tag tournaments?
Well, I've done tag team tournaments. It's not that difficult. Like get like a Skype call going.
Well, like on CFA, it wouldn't be possible though.
Well, a tag would be impossible, but you could. Well, no, it's not impossible. Well, you change your way of doing it. If you do tag, you do 2 people, and each team would play off, and then if it came to a third, like it was 1-1, the 2 losers would play the third match. So that way you would have the 3 needed to break the tie if something were to happen. Then if you do actual 3-man teams, what you would do is you just still have them play their individual matches, but you do a best of 1. So that way it still comes down to a third person would be the deciding factor of the match.
Yeah.
Like Bushiroad does now. Like it really would be what they do. Because even though they put you down in a row and you're playing a 3-on-3, you're still playing an individual 1 versus 1 match. You're not actually doing any guarding or anything like that.
And
No, I was talking about for the actual tag team.
Tag
No,
team
that-
tag-
a double rare or I can go up to a triple rare or SP.
the tag fight would only be available through Skype, really. No one would be able to do it through CFA, so.
Hey Chris, what was that question you asked earlier when we were in a Skype call? Like point system or something?
Oh no, you just heard me wrong. I was making a stupid joke, and Jacob heard it, but you didn't hear it.
Oh, sorry.
But actually, now that you mention it, I was thinking about it when you misheard me. Would there be tournaments point system based, like how, for instance, right now in Jacob's group, Brotherhood of Cray, he has a point based tournament going on with reverse versus non-reverse fighters.
Yeah, I mean we would probably.
Kind of like how it's set up so that it goes by points scored, not matches won.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever wins the most games in general wins the tournament.
We'll probably have like a ranking system, like the top fighter in our group to like the lowest rank. You know, probably yeah, like you had like on your channel, didn't you do like a champion thing, or was it someone else's page?
Wait, whose?
I can't remember if it was yours or someone else. Like you, someone did like a champion page. Like if they win like a tournament or something, they would be the champion until someone beats them or gets a higher ranking than them. Well,
Are you
anyway,
talking about my roleplay group where I started a thing where it was point system based off of clans,
yes.
and the highest ranking clan at the end of the point tournament would be the leader of Cray and so on and so forth.
Yeah, well, we're probably like I'm probably going to get like in touch with a program. We're probably going to like have a point system app on like phones and all that. Probably like
Well-
someone made the Cray PDA. Remember that? Remember the Cray PDA?
Yeah.
That was
Well, like the people who made the Cray PDA, that was Jacob there. That was also with Justin, and not only that, I believe Carlos here and Francisco Gardarte both know how to code.
Yeah, so we're probably going to make like a little point system thing for our page to like help keep track of how many wins a person has, like their skill level, basically on the.
whoever, like, we go by who has the most wins and so on.
Yes. Basically, help people keep track and try to do better. Keep give people motivation to do better, kind of in a way.
Yeah.
Exceed the next rank.
But so, on this upcoming tournament, what do you guys plan on how it's going to be run, and what do you guys plan on the prizes to be?
Well, they've already posted what the prizes would be.
First place, depending on how many people we have, let's say if we exceed like 32 people, it's going to be a booster box from any sets. But if it's like under that, then it's just going to be like probably like 10 booster packs of a set, of any set they choose. The second place is going to get 3 random packs and random sleeves. And the third place is going to be 2 random packs.
Ooh, sleeves.
Random sleeves, so no one knows what type of sleeves they'll be except us.
Well,
Yeah, great.
now, can you assure the people here that the random sleeves aren't just gonna be like the dollar sleeves that you get, like, or like would there be like random sleeves as in like they actually have print stuff on the back of it?
No random sleeves in general.
Yeah, just like we randomly put them in, like we put like whatever sleeves we have, one of us has, put them in a box, and just
They're
randomly
gonna
pick one
be
without looking.
Somewhat good quality though, not crappy, but
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do some good quality sleeves. We're not going to get like some crappy ultra, like some ultra pro can be crappy, like they break easily.
Hey, Ultra Pro is my bro.
Legion brand sleeves are good quality.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a Dragon Shield fan.
Mhm.
Most of the-
I'm a anything Dragon Empire.
Most of the sleeves,
Get it?
most of the decks I have are sleeved in Legion brand sleeves, and they work really well. So
I'm just gonna say this. It's not related to what we're asking, but I just noticed we have 2 Neo Nectar users in this chat.
Yeah, you guys do.
Yeah, guilty.
Yeah.
You Nectar Musketeers and Maidens.
I play whatever. As long as it's Neo Nectar, I don't discriminate.
But what I've heard is
Yeah,
that
too
you're
bad
the
I'm a
Nectar player out there.
What's that?
What I've heard is that you're the best Neo Nectar player out there and best recommended.
Carlos, you still need some work on your Neo Nectar. You still need work on your Neo Nectars.
I do.
You're not on Jonathan's level.
If you can't beat my Kageros, you can't play Neo Nectars right.
I can't. What is your Kageros? What deck?
I main basically any Kagero, but right now in my real life deck, I main in Dauntless Reverse.
Okay, that's beatable.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not.
Well, I mean, if it's the Legion stuff, that stuff gets very, very tricky very fast. So you have to know when to play and when to play things. So yeah.
I'm working on my Tetraburst Legion right now. I'm trying to get the cards for it.
Ooh,
But
that
like,
apple
it comes
board.
down to being a good player, though. Like,
And
I
I
beat in the leaders, and I beat in brawlers, and I beat in the Revenger Abyss Legion, all with just my budget Dauntless Reverse deck with 1 break right. Just because I knew how to play it right.
whereas I'm just waiting on my Prominence Glares and Regulation Liberators.
So, Paladin. So, anyways, any other question, guys? Carlos, you got anything? You've been quiet.
Are you guys gonna be
Questions.
selling on like TCG Player for singles and things, or strictly on like a Facebook site?
We plan on making our own webpage, but so far we're just going to do it on the Facebook site until we do create our webpage.
Okay.
Like once we get like enough people, we will create enough webpage. Like say we get to about probably 300, 400. That's when we will start working on it.
But
Yeah.
when you get your web page, are you just gonna abandon the whole Facebook thing altogether, or like what's gonna happen to the Facebook page?
On there. We're going to post stuff on there. Like not a lot of people are going to check out the webpage. Like some people are still going to go on Facebook and check out what's going on there.
We'll even add the webpage to the Facebook page. So
And then we'll put the Facebook link on the webpage.
Yeah, I recommend if you're gonna start selling, get on TCG Player, and you guys can sell on there very easily. It's free. I can't remember if there's like a fee, but it is very good. It's a good outlet too to get your name out there because people will see it and they'll buy and you guys can send out very easily because you're not just looking at Facebook anymore. You're looking at a wide anyone who wants to make a sale kind of place. So like eBay, but better.
I mean, a lot of more people. That is true. A lot more people do look on TCG Player than they would probably look on the Facebook page.
Well, I mean, again, you can always link your listings, your page, your selling page, on Facebook, and people can go there. But like, what's great about it, and like I've done this before, and I haven't been on it because I stopped selling singles. Was you sell like 5 cards, you get to sell like 10 more, and then you keep going, and then you eventually become unlimited, and it really makes it a world of difference for those who sell on there because you are again accessing the entire country in a concentrated area.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob, take notes on that.
Now I have a question.
I have to take notes.
Why is Elvira more recommended than Martina?
Because Martina lacks any form of a pressure. Yeah, you get to call 2 units, but again, think of like how the effect works. You put 5 back in, not even like in the you put them at the bottom. Sorry, then you look at the top 4 for 2 units. Okay. There's not really a trade there. Like you're still guaranteed shit. Think of it like Shadow Paladin Witches. When Athena does her effect, you counterblast 2, get to lock at the top 2 or 10 cards, and you get to pull them out. I mean, like it's not an equal trade-off in my opinion. It's like you're not getting the full effect that you need. Now, whereas Vera, she has the ability to retire a unit and call a new one, and has the ability when she legions to give the whole field 3,000 with anything in Neonectar or Musketeer in its name. So there's pressure right there because you're making columns, you're making numbers from either you're doing it like turn 3, and if you're doing it turn 5 or 6, it's a very deadly thing because imagine going, okay, turn 3, I legion, I attack with the rear guard first, I attack with the vanguard, and you get a stand trigger. Okay, then now you're going to be having a total of 4 attacks automatically, and they're all going to be for 3,000 plus attack. So if you have one column that's usually hitting for only like 19, think about it, you're adding an additional 6, that's 24. If they don't get a trigger, you're hitting numbers consistently. And that's scary. That's the thing to deal with. It's all about guarding and rushing, so I think that deck is why it's so much better.
Here's a question for you guys. What are your thoughts on Draconic Kaiser Crimson?
I knew it was gonna come to this talk, but like I don't really know how to feel about it. Like honestly, his skill with regular Vermilion is not a bad skill. The fact that you can continuously every turn do Vermilion skill, but the fact that is Vermilion skill enough? Like is Vermilion skill enough to really push you through?
I mean, plus they gain the power from both Vermilion skill and Crimson skill. Like they gain how much? Like 8,000 power on their own.
But even so, like that's. I don't feel like it's really enough just to force a win. I don't feel like it's a main card.
Yeah, but your opponent has no front row pressure that way.
The biggest thing with the skill, like, yeah, you really need the limit break enabler early.
Yeah.
So that way you're doing it like every turn. That's it, like they do for Kagero, that the Gaius, like when this card attacks, rest this unit, Soul Blast 1, get a crit. That card would be 1,000 times better because you're applying a sense of pressure that they will always have, and your opponent can't intercept basically because it's attacking all front row. And you're right, they're losing advantage tremendously, regardless if it's a grade 3, grade 2, that ever they have in the front row. Like, the thing is, I want to see what support we're getting. Like, I want to see what comes out that actually makes this worthwhile. Like, all the people are like, oh, the Brawlers are still good because they can attack 4 units. Well, attacking 4 units is cool, but again, the back row is not the issue. Like, your opponent could not have a back row unit and still have front rows. Like, that's the thing. Interceptors are most important.
Well, like, another thing, too, that I feel about it, though, is I feel like its weakness would be the same weakness that Brawlers has. And their weakness is basically, if you can retire as often as they're hitting your units and getting rid of them, or if you're Link Joker locking as often as they're hitting your units and getting rid of them, the game evens out pretty well. Like, I know playing Dragon Noob versus Brawlers, and I retired as often as they were hitting my units, I was having almost near to no problem doing anything.
Well, I have one question for all of you. This has been it's been out for a while, but now that people have more hands-on experience with it, because CFA added it, and then the new Neon Messiah came out. But how do y'all feel about Generation Stride? Honestly, what is y'all's opinion on it?
I like it. At the same time, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't really like the idea of Stride, but yet again, it gives you that extra drive track.
Well, the thing with Stride and like what they're really going back to is when the game first came out. Limit break was not an issue. Like, you know, you don't have to wait for 4 damage. The ability to drive check for 3 is kind of good, but at the same point, I mean, the only thing that's really ever changing is now certain clans have the ability to make up for disadvantage where, say, like Kagero always could restand. Now at least you can play these vanilla like cards and get triple drive checks, making up for a little bit of a disadvantage that they normally wouldn't have. The overall generation like break they call it, I think is an awesome thing because you're gonna stride. Maybe they'll have a stride effect. This is generation break 2. You're gonna stride twice, and then the actual Vanguard, like the one you want, like Chrono Jets or I can't remember the other one from. There's Nova Grappler one that constantly restands. Like those are the effects you want.
Well,
like so striding is like okay, I'm gonna stride and get a little bit of pressure, but at the same point, I'm gonna be able to do this really great thing of having my now like what I call like a limit break like enabled thing because you're doing the requirements. It's really deadly. So like the Neo Nectar one is outstanding. Everything that has the same name gets 5,000. Like.
Oh god, yeah, that one. When I saw it on TV, when I saw it on the episode, I thought it was going to be powerful. The Neo Nectar one. But my only problem with Generation Stride is like it decreases hand size. Like you got to get rid of at least the cards with grade 3 or higher.
Well, you gotta remember though that if you drop a grade 3, it's the stride. And also, you have to remember that there are the grade 1s with the stride effect, where if you drop this card during the time that you perform stride, it gains +2 grade. So there are grade 1s that also play towards that.
Yeah, but the grade 3, as long as you rode the right grade 3, ditching a grade 3 isn't an issue. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got the grade 1, like you said,
Like,
its effect is not pointless, but at that point, it's perfect for getting rid of and making it one unit, like one card.
Yeah. But like Stride though, it works out pretty well with it. They have like I don't know about you, but sorry I forgot your name. What's your name again?
Me, Jonathan.
Okay, Jonathan. Yeah, I don't think you know this about me, but out of all of us here, I'm constantly making and trying out multiple different decks on CFA. Like I have like 70+ decks on CFA, just that because I see cards and I make a deck out of that. And
I've only seen you play.
I've made multiple Stride decks.
Yeah, I've only seen you play Link Joker and Kagero, probably one time Aqua Force.
Here's the question for you guys.
I've made multiple decks, but I made a Kagero Stride deck, and with that deck, I continuously retire a full field 2 and sometimes even 3 turns in a row. The same thing with the Nova Grappler Stride deck that I made. For like 2 turns in a row, I can get like 8 attacks in with 1 turn. And it's like it's a lot of pressure going on with what you can do with Generation Break stuff.
Okay, so here's the question. What are your thoughts on Bushiroad skipping Season 4 and just going straight?
I hate it. I wanted more time so much. I didn't even like Legion back then, but I still wanted more time.
I don't mind it. I feel they need to get us caught up, and if that's the way they're going to do it, by all means. Like the biggest thing is what everyone has to realize is if we're going to be on par with Bushiroad, they're saying by the spring, do what they got to do. Like do what you got to do because that's what everyone's waiting for is to get caught up. So our meta actually matters. Our value of our cards matter. So if they're skipping a season, my thing is like just make the season like longer episodes. Like you can take 3 or 4 of them and make one big episode. Why do we have to have a 30-minute episode every time? Like make it like a season in like 3 or 4 episodes in one block. Then you got us caught up. Like it's pretty easy.
Yeah. What I don't like is that Season 5 doesn't show the abilities of the card ability. That's why I don't like
it. It doesn't show the full battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about Season 5 at the moment.
Yeah, I stopped watching
They
after
they don't
episode
show the
5.
field or the abilities.
Well, what everyone's thinking that they're doing and why they're doing it is they're trying to establish some form of plot that we're not seeing yet. Like there are little hits and pieces there. I think like the thing with that they've done too with the sets is they've made them much different, where there's fewer clans and a lot more cards. So like maybe we'll see these cards come back again for everyone and constantly being reused. But I mean like. I don't know, like the battles do suck because I was watching the Neo Nectar episode last week and I'm like, yeah, nothing. We saw nothing. Nothing happened. Like she won and you don't know how she won. Like you're like, did she drive track an extra crit? Did she double stand? Like like there's
It's
so
like
many
the first.
there.
I know. They don't even show the drive checks. That's what I don't like.
Well, they have a couple episodes actually. If you think, remember the episode where Chrono went against the girl's friend? He actually.
Yeah.
Well, like there are episodes, but like it's not like how it used to be, where literally you saw full battles, or like maybe you missed like a turn or two, but for the most part you saw a full battle.
Wait, Aaron, are you talking about the episode where Chrono had a Tuesday?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the episode. That's the episode.
Yeah, that's the first one they showed a drive check. I feel like what they're trying to do is like get us familiar with the characters. I feel like they're trying to get us familiar with the characters, like their backstories and everything. Like that's all they've been trying to do. Their
Yeah, I don't
families.
like that. I just want to see fights.
Have they
Exactly.
even given us anything on Chrono? Really? Have they given us anything?
No,
Like is
and I miss Kai.
still
They haven't shown anything about Chrono.
I want.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we've seen
Is he has an aggressive look. That's why a lot of people don't like hanging out around him because he has an aggressive look, and they think he's
weed.
hostile. They think he's hostile, and they're afraid of him.
Yeah, he has like that Naoki Ishida look in his face.
I
Man,
miss
wish
Kai.
Naoki Ishida is awesome.
Yes, he is.
So, do you guys think Kai and Aichi will come back into this team?
Honestly, I hope they do, but I doubt it. I doubt they will.
No,
I mean,
they're coming back. They said that right before the season was actually began that you will see them later and older. I mean, they've shown Aichi to a standpoint of what he looks like, but they haven't shown Kai. So we'll definitely be
I
seeing
want
them.
Kai.
I mean,
I don't think in the show we've seen the cross or the X. We haven't seen that. I think we'll see Kai use that.
X.
I think there'll be an episode down the road. I don't think it'll be right away though.
So,
Okay,
most likely, with we having Gold Paladin and Aichi using Gold Paladin.
He might. I mean, he can play whatever he wants. I mean, like that's the thing with him. Like they have a guy using Royal Paladins. We're seeing Gold Paladins come up in a set or two, or after the extra booster, they're releasing golds or whatever. So, I mean, he could come back then, but I doubt that. I think they're giving a lot of new characters new support, like the Aqua Force guy. Got the new Wind File or whatever he is. So.
Soryu.
Yeah, I mean, he's different. He's not Leon. So my biggest question is when they do Shadow Paladins, is it going to be Ren or is it going to be someone else? So, that's something to look at.
I mean, what I feel about the Aqua Force user is like he's not a Soryu, but you remember they did like expand, like they did run away from the home. So they might be related to the Soryus, but they don't share the same name as the Soryus. Like there are people related that don't share the same name, so they do still have the Soryu blood in them.
Okay, I have a question for everyone. What's everyone's opinion on Gear Chronicles coming out?
I like the mechanic. I like Gear Chronicles mechanic. I like how they focus on putting cards at the bottom of the deck.
Well, it's nothing that we haven't seen done before. Like it's not. I guess it's not retiring, but at the same point, I don't know. I like it because it's anti-Legion.
What I like about it is it gives you an extra turn.
Oh, if you can get it to work, yeah.
Yeah, if you get it to work. Yeah.
You get it to work, that's awesome.
Like
Well,
counter.
think about it. Their entire clan is based around Stride.
I mean, let me see if you were to use that one card where it's like Counterblast 4 in a tag team duel, you'd be able to do that ability twice.
Yeah, but the reason it's
Well, like
entirely
skill also
stride-
has to hit.
Yeah, it has to hit. But the biggest reason why it's entirely based on stride is because it doesn't have any previous like limit breaks or anything. They did give it a Legion unit, which is really cool, but I don't think the Legion was really that great. Like, I mean, it was, I think they sent a unit back or whatever, which is fine, but they have better units.
If they give them limit break, you'll put them on par with that.
Yeah. Well, the best card about them is the grade 2, that when you Soul Blast when it attacks, and your opponent can't guard with grade 0s. Like, that's one of their best cards. That's a Silent Tom.
Well, I'm trying to think here. What do y'all think about the characters they released in the new season, though? Like the boy and the girl. I can't remember the names.
Wait, say it again.
What do you think about the new characters that they released? Like they brought back, like a little bit. They brought back
Kamui, and etc.
Kamui. They brought back his stalker for a bit. I can't remember her name.
Oh,
Nagisa.
Nagisa. There we go. They brought her back, but then they also added new characters like Trinity Dragon and can't remember their names.
Carlos,
What are your opinion on the new characters?
you gonna mute your phone so we don't hear any questions regarding words.
What was that?
It seems to be an echo from here.
Well, on my side it sounds like an echo, but
Yeah.
yeah.
is someone watching the stream and talking it? Is that usually?
I don't think I am.
If you're watching it on YouTube, just pause it.
No, I'm not even on YouTube.
Anywho, to answer the question, them bringing back older characters or things like that, I think is really good because it allows the older or the original watchers of the show to take interest into it and see where they're going with it. Like it's actually nice, like when they do that stuff, like when Yugi would make an appearance on Generation
X.
Generation X or whatever it was. It was kind of cool to see those older characters, and hopefully they'll introduce more. Like, again, if they introduce Ren, I think people are going to lose their minds. So.
Wait, I got one question to ask about Strike. Okay. Obviously, there are some clans that haven't been announced what their strategy is or what they do. Right now, think of this is the topic just because I want to see what people think. Think of like 2 or 3 clans right now that don't have a strike unit announced, and like think of what its skill will be.
I think like Pale Moon would be like one of those things where like when this unit attacks, take 2 units out of the soul and put them back in and pull out 2 new ones, or take 2 units and put them into the soul and pull out 2 new ones. It's kind of basic. Like all the stride units all have a basic concept to them, so it's similar to their clan and their function. I think that'd be great for Pale Moon because the ability to attack with 3 drive checks would be really good.
You're the one who's echoing because I see I'll get the phone up for you as well when everyone else talking.
Okay, hang on. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry about that, Carlos, but we had to avoid the echo.
All right. So yeah, let's get back. We kind of got off topic there. So any other questions about FP Gaming though?
Not that I can think of right now.
I think the biggest thing when you guys are establishing this is like just to make sure you guys yourselves are publicly known, like so people can trust you. I think that's a big thing as well. Like, when I started doing like my tournaments on Vanguardians, it was like no one knew who I was. So like my first tournament was only like 40 people, and then when I did my second tournament, it was like 80+ people, and then it just kept growing and growing. So I mean, like when you do something like this, just make sure you yourselves are known within the community, and no let people know who you are and where you're from, what you're doing, and why you're trying to do it. I think that's a huge plus factor because people want to trust, and I think that's a great way to do it. It's just simply by talking about yourselves. Like I would say, like make another video of just you two and talking about it and talking about your game and where your comfort level is.
That's why I've been sharing with my group, Brotherhood of Prey, just to get people more well known because I host tournaments on there all the time.
Yeah.
I've joined like about 10, maybe 15 different groups for Vanguard, like trying to get to know people better, talking to more people, fighting them, getting.
I helped you with that.
Better.
You're welcome.
And you have a Vanguard thing. You're just talking about looking at those fake cards.
They're awesome cards, man. And Tranger.
They're not even real.
Dude,
They are
Spider-Man.
real.
I mean,
They are real, but you can't use them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But Spider-Man, it's Stargate. It's a Link Joker card.
Oh, the Stranger?
Yeah.
That Daigo.
Fire
Oh,
Leon.
that's the question. Who thinks
Dude,
Daigo's going to make an appearance in the new season?
Oh, he'll make an appearance. I don't doubt that.
It'll be a comedic one like it has been in the past. It'll be something funny.
Yeah.
Wait, they had one in the past? Did I miss something?
He was on the remember he was a time travel. He was the space traveling. Well, not space traveling, but he He was the teleporting Royal Paladin user in second season.
That was him?
Yeah, that was Daigo.
What?
And not only that, but he was in the episode where they do the school play or whatever.
Yeah, the school play too. He
Yeah.
fought
That
Korra.
episode was weird,
Korra.
man. I didn't know how
Yeah.
to feel about that episode.
Okay, for some reason I have to think that if Daigo appears, it'll be when they're using when Chrono's using that new motion figure system that malfunctions when he strides. Like, as it malfunctions, he appears through a portal somehow. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, trying to think. But who thinks Stride's going to have a bigger influence on the anime? Like, remember that episode where he was going against that pro player, and when he strayed, little kids could see his dragon appearing, but no one else could?
Dude, that was the last episode I watched, I think. Because I refused to watch any more of the season until I heard from everybody that they were showing the full battles.
You're going to be not watching it for a while.
I know.
You're going to be waiting until you get a villain.
Hey, but I'm stubborn though. I did the same thing when I finished watching season 1 and I got into season 2. I would it wasn't that I didn't like Limit Break, just I was so mad that Cowgirl was no longer a thing that I refused to watch it for the longest time.
That's because Kagero is knocking. I'm not going to talk about other clans.
Yeah. It was locked up because you're stinking Aquaforce.
Thank you, Aquaforce.
Well, think about it. They had to get rid of the stuff that could retire shit. They had to get rid of stuff that could retire Aquaforce units. Kagero,
But,
Blaster Dark,
but-
Blaster Blade.
Blaster Blade.
They could retire
But I love-
units.
I love Kagero, so
Kami, which made it worse.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
you're
so
front
much
row.
worse.
Your front row is down.
I think with the whole Kagero thing, they're not making it as big because it's not Kai playing it. It's a new guy who does not play it nearly as well as Kai does.
Well,
Yeah, that guy is not
supporting
at my
guy.
skill level.
Huh?
The
Look
guy's
at the
not at my
supporting
skill
guy
level. That's
other
what
than
nobody
the
cares.
cross in Generation Booster. It really didn't get a whole lot. Its stride unit wasn't terribly great. It retired
Well,
2 units or whatever.
You say that, but if you saw how I played it and everything, I can legitimately retire a full field 2 to 3 times, 2 to 3 turns in a row.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general, why in the show
Well, yeah.
it's not going to be as popular as the X, and if they do, they're going to throw that in there with the X. It's not going to be I don't remember what the Generation Break unit did, but it was not nearly as good as the Cross.
Generation Break unit, I have it right here on my screen for those of you who want to see it. It's literally it's skill when you strike on the top of it, you kind of blast 1 and retire your card in your opponent's field. Its Generation Break 2 skill is if you have 2 cards in your G zone that's flipped over, gains 5k in a crit.
You have the wrong card selected though. You have Dragonic Blade Master select. Oh, wait, no, there we go, right there. There we go, right there. Dragonic Blade Master. Yeah, someone else
but
selected.
again, the advantage concept of having more field than your opponent, it could be very easily. And who knows, with Resist coming out, Kagero could be deemed
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
hit pretty hard. I mean, again, that's why a unit like the Cross is better, because it doesn't matter if it hits or not hits. There's going to be something going off. There's an advantage somewhere.
Wait, are you talking about the clan leader Kagero, right, Chris? Or someone's talking about the clan leader Kagero, the new Kagero user?
Yeah, he's the secretary of the Dragon Empire.
Well, you gotta remember how Kai had some problems with Kamui? Kamui hasn't beat the clan leader Kagero. You gotta think about that.
Yeah. But honestly, I think Kagero's gonna be in it for the long haul, because one of the only things that I've had problems with Kagero before in my constant times of playing them, like I really can't tell you how many times I played them. So many, but the only thing I really had a problem with is that when it comes into, like, I want to say maybe the 6th to 7th turn of the game, I'm out of Counterblast. Kagero no longer has that problem. Like with the new stuff that comes out with the G support, like if you're looking at my screen right now, this card right here, every time if he's on the field, if I retire a card, I put him into the soul and unflip 2 damage. And then there's the new perfect shields that come out because of Stride, where, you know, if there's already a version of it in your discard pile, when you use him, you get to unflip 1 damage. Like, there's really Kagero no longer has any kind of counterblast problem at all.
Yeah, well, Aquaforce has like a lot of counterblasting problems. Like a lot of the main cards require counterblasting.
Yeah.
But then again, we have like Patrol Swimming Jellyfish, who like Soul Blast 2 on flip 2 cards.
Well, yeah, we also have Grom. Like, that's not necessarily the point. Like, combined with Grom and that Graveyard that I told you about, where you soul charge it and then unflip 2, but then at the same time you just, you know, call Grom and then you soul blast 2 and unflip another 2. It's just a constant circle that happens.
I don't think Carlos is happy that you keep muting him.
Alright, let's see if he has anything to say. How do you unmute him?
He has to unmute himself.
Well, that's a weird muting system.
Guys, I got one last thing that's off topic. Your opinions on Transcendence Dragon Dragonic Novelle vague. Away from Legion, away from Stride, is it overpowered against Limberbreak and Season 1 decks?
Is it? Yeah. You can't heal. And for something that can't even remotely deal with a 13k base, it's a hard deck to deal with. And most of those decks back then lacked the support to even make it a threatening concept. Now, if you were to talk about it in the current meta, no, it's crap. It can get overpowered very quickly, because when Legion can hit for 21, 23 very easily, it now has to worry about itself before it can actually do anything.
Yeah, like before Legion came out, like in all my Limit Break decks, and for some reason I made a bunch of Season 1 decks just because I felt like it. I always had like one Novelle in the deck, and it was because like late game I would all of a sudden write it and just completely ruin the person's day. Like especially when I ran one in my Dauntless Reverse deck, it was just crazy insane how they would already use so many of the perfect shields, and it would just be so late game, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, I can survive this. You have no more counterblast. I ride Novelle. Game over.
Carlos. All right, you got Carlos. I guess not.
Oh, Dragonic Overlord the Great's not gonna be Legion Rare in English. I'm so sad.
What?
Dragonic Overlord the Great is not going to be a Legion Rare card in English. I'm so sad.
Oh well.
I want to cry now.
Okay, so known Legion Rares for 17 are Blaster Joker and Photon. For some
Where are you
reason-
finding that it's not going to be Legion Rare?
Huh?
I just saw a whole bunch of people talk about it right now in the North America Card Fight Vanguard group.
For some reason, I have a feeling that the Metal Borgs are gonna have Legion Rare.
What?
I have a feeling.
Why would they?
I
why
still
would they
think
get
it's
Legion
wrong.
Rare?
They didn't change the Legion Rares from the other set. I don't. Why would they change it now? Like, who is the source? Where are they getting it from?
No, I have no idea. I'm just repeating what they were saying.
I'm gonna check this out right now. Hang on.
Controversy. It's called controversy. I'm starting something.
Chris,
Well-
that's all you're good for, starting stuff.
I know. I'm also good for ending it. Do you want to try me?
I'll go against your Shield Dragons right now in my Aqua Force. How about that?
My Steel Dragon should wreck face against your Aqua Force, okay?
Maybe I could beat you 1 out of 3 out of a best of 3. You know that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you can beat me once out of the best of 3. I still beat you two of the best of 3. Okay, man. No, I didn't. That break ride with Hellfire and Giga Ready, too good.
Now the only confirmed Legion Rare are Blaster Joker and Photon.
Yeah, like this is they haven't changed anything. It's just not been announced. This is someone getting over dramatic about it.
So most likely the other two are going to be the Great with Neoflame and Dragon Newt with Vortex. Or
Oh, I still hope Dragon Newt gets it.
Again, they didn't change the Legion Rares from the set 16 stuff. I don't think they're going to change it for this. Like, I
Well,
think they're going to
here's
keep it the
hoping.
same.
I beeped.
Think about it.
Honestly,
Royal
Dragon
Paladin,
Newt is so good.
think about it. Royal Paladin got 2 Legion Rares in set 16. So most likely Kagura is going to get 2 Legion Rare in set 17.
Yeah, there's just no reason for them not to do it. I mean, I know that, like, Vera, they've updated to a triple R and they've given her an SP. But the reason they did that was because, like, I think they're balancing out the rarities.
Well,
They
my question,
can't give everything. They can't give one clan all the triple rares.
my question for you is, who would probably be like a better start? Like, you have your Legion starter, and you have your Grade 3 Searcher starter.
Wait, for what?
From which deck?
Okay.
Let's say Aqua Force is Anos and there's Eric.
I would go Eric.
Well, wait, which one is Anos again?
He's the
Keep him
one.
muted. Yes, stay muted. Something's still going on here.
It's because he keeps on muting himself.
All right, so which one does he do? Which is the I know what Eric does. What's the other one do?
Alright, Anos is basically, when your unit is Legion, you put him in the soul, and whenever it's the 4th attack of the turn, you retire 1 unit, you retire 1 rear guard of your opponent, and you draw a card. But you gotta counterblast 1.
Any objections to me ejecting Carlos?
None.
Well, we know
It really
Jackson
depends
does.
on what you're running, what your grade 3 lineup is, in my opinion. If you're running 8 grade 3s, you probably could start with the Legion starter. If you're running 7, use the starter, the grade 3 searcher. I mean, Eric is still a really good card, and again, you don't want to ride the wrong unit, but at the same point, this deck is a little bit slower, so it's not necessarily a bad thing riding the wrong grade 3, because you're going to still be able to stride and do all those crazy things as well.
Yeah. Well, that was just my question. Like, I've been like trying to figure out like what would be a better start, like Eric or Anos for like Tetraburst Legion. I mean, if it was a Harius, I would use Anos because you kind of need to keep us like grade 3, like Zaharius or Ionis in your deck to get its ability.
Just use Mario. Just use Mario. Be the OP player and use Mario.
I say Eric.
Let me, Mario.
No, Jacob.
I actually got a serious question on Aquaforce. Now, what would you guys prefer? Okay, would you guys prefer a mix between the Blue Storm? Is it Blue Storm? The Blue Storm Break Ride, not the one with the giant crane over its back. The other one, the one
You
that's
mean
a
a giant
captain.
You
Yeah,
mean Bluestorm Demetrius?
Yeah. What would you guys think is better? Demetrius with regular Maelstrom and then Maelstrom Reverse, or regular Maelstrom with Glory Maelstrom and Maelstrom Reverse? Which is the better combination?
Honestly, I
Well,
think
you
the
see,
ride with Glory would be better.
because you see, with that, you get to retire two. You get to retire a unit and draw 2 cards, which gives more hand size to Aquaforce. Since Aquaforce is basically made on more attacks, they do kind of get decreased in hand size at times.
Oh, and I was told that this isn't true, but I messaged Bushiroad, but I guess Bushiroad did a mess up thing, and they told me and my team that this is how it worked, but then they told other people that this is how it worked. But isn't it with that grade 1 skill? I'll try to bring it up right now on my screen. That Link Joker grade 1 skill. When brawlers are attacking 4 units and they are attacking my Vanguard, can't the Forbidden Star Vader Rubberbidium make all 4 attacks go to 1 reverse unit because he's attacking my Vanguard?
Hold on a second, go back to your screen here.
It doesn't really have to attack the Vanguard, though. It could
No,
just
but I'm saying I know it doesn't have to attack my Vanguard, but I'm saying if they are attacking my Vanguard and I use discard skill, don't all 4 attacks go to that 1 reverse card? Because there were some people that saying no, only one of the attacks does.
I think
But,
only one, the one targeting
but-
the Vanguard.
But well, I'm saying this because Bushiroad has said both ways. I've seen messages that they sent to other people saying that it only went to one attack happened, but
Well,
then
here's-
they sent messages to us that said different.
The biggest problem with that card, and actually clarifying the attack, if you use that to guard and your opponent's already attacking 4 units, they can't choose a unit that's already being attacked. It can't be a unit cannot be attacked twice, so it has to go to an unattacked reverse unit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if they have 6 units on the field and they're attacking, you can drop that, and it only works for Glendios as far as as I understand, because the effect says you have Vanguard will say because when this unit is placed in the Vanguard circle, if you have Vanguard named, you can pay the cost. If you do choose one of your actually, hold on. When this unit is placed in the Vanguard, you have a Vanguard. Actually, that unit doesn't even matter. That's actually attacking Vanguard or not. It actually doesn't matter. Just as long as you have the Omega in its name.
Vanguard, Star Vader, Omega Glendios.
Yeah, but like read it. It doesn't say when this unit is.
Yeah.
When you're attacking Omega Glendios, it only says when you place this unit on the Guardian Circle and you have a unit named Omega Glendios, you can redirect the attack to a rearguard with R in its name. So that's actually really good in the long run because that can work on any. If your opponent's attacking a rearguard and you drop that, you can redirect it to.
That's better.
Another. You can redirect it to another R. So, but it only, as far as I'm concerned, and how I would rule it, it only works on 1 unit.
Okay. This is like I said, Bushiroad sometimes messes up, and like I said, they've sent messages to me that said, "Oh no, all attacks go to one reverse unit."
Yeah, Chris, go to Murakumo real quick, and go to the
One
pedal,
second, I'll be back.
the pedal girl, Shina,
What grade?
grade 3, the white witch, the white with the red cape. Go down to left. Yeah, right here. Go back up. Go back up. Go to the right 3. Her. Her effect says choose a card, and I can't read the overall effect, from your hand and discard at the beginning of your guard step. This unit was attacked. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose an opponent's attacking unit, and that unit gets now negative 20,000. Now, see, that effect works for anything because it's saying it attacks. When your unit attacks, it says that unit gets negative 20,000. So if you're playing, say, against a Vermilion deck, that would make the Vermilion go down to 20,000. Same thing with Brawlers.
Yeah.
It's saying it's actually, when this attacking unit, it gets negative 20,000.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like the anti-Legion Limit Break deck or something.
Yeah, there's a couple of cool cards. I mean, they don't get the support they deserve, but that card is definitely. If they had support, it would be broken because it's so good.
Imagine if they got the enabler though.
But
Yeah,
dude, what
I mean,
bugs me the most about Morikumo is the fact that there's no original version of this guy. There's just the reverse. There's no original version. It bugs the crap out of me.
It was stated that he was a sleeper agent. He was meant to be a reverse unit, never an original.
I don't care what it was stated. It just bugs the crap out of me.
well,
There's some things you need to get over, Chris.
They should have done a reverse unit for an actual legitimate reverse unit. Every clan deserves a cross ride, and like some of them just purely do not have a cross ride.
But
So.
this deck, man, it does work really well. Like I've gotten 3 of him onto the field at 31,000 power on that turn, just because his skill is lock 2, and you 2 versions of him that's rear guard gain 10k power. But then you call this card to the rear guard, and then you could just lock 2 more again.
Well, a trying to think here, non-link Joker card that's not a grade 3 or reverse deluxe cards.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't lock cards. It unlocks cards.
Oh, it unlocks. Okay, choose one of your.
Yeah, which means like I have to lock 2 units to give my two rear guards of him 10k power. So obviously I can't do it again without locking another reverse unit. But then I call that unit, unlock a unit that was locked, and then do it again, and those units gain another 10k power.
Honestly, I think it would have been good if the reverse for Murakumo was a cross break red.
Honestly, I wish every reverse card was a cross break red.
No, that would be too powerful then, man.
No, but like that was kind of the whole point of reverse. They were supposed to be a super strong thing. But then, like, they started off extremely strong, okay? Like, they started off really well. But then, like, they started going down along the line with, like, no, we're just going to make these cards cross rides. There's no break ride along with it at all.
Well,
like, Great Nature Reverse would have been amazing if it was just a cross break ride to the break ride. Now, don't get me wrong, Leopold Reverse is still really good with their break ride. Just the fact that it's not a 13k base kind of kills it a little bit.
Yeah, but it's going with the main unit of every reverse fighter.
They're trying to make each different reverse card unique in its own way. You know?
And I wish every clan would have got a reverse unit. Like, every clan deserves to have one reverse unit.
Think about it like this. Liu Kang got reversed because Liu Kang was Asuka's avatar. Vowing Sword
Maelstrom
Dragon
got reversed because he was Leon's avatar.
Vowing Sword got reversed because he was Naoki's avatar. And then Amon because he is Tetsu's avatar.
Oh, I know why they got reversed.
And so forth.
I'm just saying, like, I just wish that would have been how it worked, and I just wish that every clan would have got a reverse unit.
Not enough was done about Shingo to give him a reverse unit. Or a reverse avatar.
And I can't, I like the whole lore behind Rebirth. Like, Rebirth's lore is probably one of the most awesome ones I've ever seen or read. Just because the whole fact that he's like, they tried to reverse him, but he woke up halfway into it, destroyed all of them, and then used their power, and then took control of the Link Joker power inside of him. Like, that's how awesome
the reverses though were highly. The only thing why they even came out was for Glendios, because they have the time they weren't really that good. The big clans really didn't get one, like Golds, Shadows, OTT, Genesis. The main few that what they call the big clans. Kagero got one because it was Kai, and then Glory
Kagero got two. Kagero got two, man.
Yeah, they did get two. But again, like thank God that era is over. Like I was really tired. I was getting very tired of the lock. Getting very tired of the Link Joker aspect to this whole thing. It's like I like where they're going with G Stride because you can do all kinds of stuff now, and it's not a story based around one clan.
I mean, the reason I think they came out with reverse is because they were trying to get more story into the anime as well as trying to come up with new cards. I mean, like, lot of card games, they just remake cards, but in different ways.
Honestly, if they're gonna do a whole villain plot for Generation Stride, I wonder who the villain's gonna be and how the whole thing's gonna work.
Who thinks Link Joker's going to be in Card Fight Vanguard G? Because
Yeah.
it is an actual
It is.
play
It's,
now.
it's confirmed. They're in there.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're going to be in there. They're very much alive and well. If I have a photo here, I'll bring it up.
But Link Joker's a good plan now, so.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, like, they're supposed to be, like, cleaned or cleansed, you know? Like, they're supposed to be...
The
part
leaders
of
are
the
They were
play.
accepted by Cray.
Yeah.
I love the leaders so much. I'm kind of sad though how Nebula Lord isn't really like a thing anymore.
It was never a thing. When they came out, it was too slow and it used up too much counterblast. It
I
got
also
very
don't like
little
how
to no
Blasted
love.
Joker.
I
I don't
think
like how
Nebula
Blasted Joker
Lord-
isn't competitive.
Buster
Nebula
Joker
Lord-
is competitive, but you need to run it with something that doesn't kill it as fast.
What are you talking about, Chris? You did a Blaster Joker Glendios combo on me. And I hated
No,
you.
it wasn't Blasted Joker. I did a Dark Zodiac Glendios combo on you.
Oh, you did
Where
Dark
I
Joker.
used the start, I Omega Locked your field with Dark Zodiac, and then I continuously Omega Locked your field, and continuously and then I used Cold Breath Dragon to force you to call a card there. And then with the all Omega Lock, the next turn I wrote Glendios one game because I was at 5 damage.
Okay, so they're getting Link Joker and Shadow Paladin trial decks in April in Japan. Then in May, in Generation Booster 3, they will have Link Joker and Shadow Paladins. But we also know Gold Paladins will be in there as well.
Well, Aqua Force is coming out for April for us, isn't it? Or is it May?
April.
I don't know.
It's
I have to
April.
look at it. I think it is April, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that as an Aqua Force player.
I'm honestly more excited for Booster 3 than anything, so. I just want,
I
like,
want more Kagero stuff.
We won't see any Kagero until like I think there's some Kagero stuff coming in the first booster set, isn't there?
Yeah.
There was one OTT deck that I don't care who I'm going against, okay? For some reason, this deck always works out. And I can't really tell you why, or like why it works so well, but I'm going to try to bring it up right now.
That is a lot of decks.
Yeah, like, look at this. These are all the decks I made in my spare time. Because I wanted to test these decks out, so I did.
And you're a high schooler, aren't you?
I'm a senior.
You do get a lot of free time then if you're a senior. Seniors don't do work.
But it's the Little Witch Lulu, and like, this deck, I go against Stride, I go against Legion, I go against Lemon Break. I don't care what deck I go against. I always have a pretty high chance of winning, and a lot of the time I do. And it's just because of how many cards I draw in a turn.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that works.
Like, obviously the goal is to write Scarlet Witch Coco first, and then
Okay,
just continue to go back and forth.
So this Q&A has gotten really off topic.
Yeah, but to be fair, we talked about everything we need to talk about.
Alright. Then I'm going to end this broadcast.
Thank you guys for coming, talking with us, asking us y'all's questions.
Yeah.
Sorry to all the viewers who got confused as to why we kept changing subjects.
It's just
They're
kind of
getting,
how we
they're
are.
getting to know you. They're getting to know you. They're getting to trust you. Think of it that way. So.
And yes, we are extremely weird.
Mainly
Wow.
Christopher, though. Mainly
well-
Christopher.
Yeah, mainly Chris. Mainly
Yeah.
Chris.
Well, guys, thank you for having me on. I wish you guys a Merry Christmas, and if you ever in the future,
Yeah, Merry
definitely
Christmas,
do that.
everyone.
So,
Merry
you for,
Christmas.
thank
yeah,
you
Merry
for
Christmas.
Don't worry, Chris, your crits are coming to you.
Bring it. Oh, it's disconnected for not doing anything.
What are you talking about doing nothing? You were looking at decks.
Yeah, but you know how CFA works. If you're not actually battling somebody or you're not running around, they disconnect you for not doing anything.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right.
Fine.
So,
Talk
yeah,
to you
that's
guys
all
later.
the time we have, guys.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, yeah.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.